You know, I'm starting to suspect something ain't right about that Correcchio kid. Hello, welcome back to P-Storm. I am Pluvius Lilon, and today we're playing Danganronpa Ved Thread, and we're about to finish up Chapter 3. We have just pinned down who killed Angie and Tenko. So now we're gonna, do basically an internal recap, is what I just realized these are. Like, if you didn't watch the previous 3 episodes, this minigame pretty much sums them up. Okay. So who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Okay, what weapon knocked Angie unconscious? That'll be the floorboard. Okay. What was compressing the injury on Angie's head? That was the tape. Okay, we don't have that, though. What weapon killed Angie? The dang old katana. Whose effigy was stabbed with the katana? Okay, the handle of the spinning katana. Yeah, that it hit the sliding lock. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? Yeah, that was Kokichi, but I don't have that one yet. What object did Tenko rest her forehead on during the seance? What weapon did the culprit set up on the iron stage? Or the iron cage? Who besides Kokichi was extinguishing the candles? Oh, okay. There we go. Who was the culprit able to move around in the darkness during the seance? Or how was the culprit able to move around? Okay, that unlocked the rest of them. Okay. Stabbed Kaide's effigy. No, that wasn't it. Footsteps. Shuichi extinguishes the flame. Okay. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing the candles? Alright, when the culprit approached the cage, stomp that thing. Stomp on that thing. Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. They used the floorboard as a seesaw, but they had to use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit into whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting cross pieces. Angie might not have concluded that this was tied to some kind of murder plan, but now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not the culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the Ultimate Art Lab, locked the front door from inside, and took out the katana they brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. HRT? Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used the rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And then spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also wanted to have the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, and the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing the seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with the cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium. But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the sickle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back by the back of the neck by a sickle on top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner. And finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floorboard through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle the culprit used to navigate the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know that the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguji, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders. And that's where my detective work leads us. It all fits. Ugh. Sweet Korekio, there are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah, okay. So you finally admit you did it? Unfortunately, yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends. 100 friends? It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate. I was so close to 100. What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this. Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already. Roger that. One voting time coming up. The heart-racing excitement as... The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless finally face off. It's voting time. Okay. Yeah, right there. Now then, it seems the voting is finished. Let's see the result. Who'll be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice, or the dreadfully wrong one? All rise. Okay. A's across the board. Well, okay. Yeah, look at that. A's across the board. Wow, seriously? You're correct again. Amazing. This is the third correct verdict in a row. If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus round. How is this gonna last that long? It's finally over. No, not yet. I haven't heard his answer yet. Kyo, why? Why did you kill Angie and Tenko? Yeah, he no need to kill them both. So no matter what motive he have. Motive? Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger a murder? Don't tell me. Were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito? Shut up. I never said I was scared. The resurrection ritual had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it? Because we weren't friends, Because we're friends, I'll tell you. I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that. So it has nothing to do with the motive. Then why? For the one that I love. There is someone that I love. From the bottom of my heart, someone so dear, someone I long for. I love her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says. Bragging about your perfect love life? Fuck you. Some of us aren't that lucky. To see this lover of yours, you had to escape. That's why you killed Angie and Tenko? But why did you need to kill both? If you asked if I did to escape this place, my answer would be no. Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside? Don't look at me. I'm not his lover. Calm down. No one want disgusting shit stuff bitch like you anyway. What the what? Kyo, who is it? Who's this person you love? Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside the academy. Yeah, is he like Zamasu? He has a split personality and he's in love, like the two personalities are in love with each other. I mean, inside me. Yep. Yes, the one I love lives inside me. My dearest sister. Excuse me, what? Sister? Don't look at me. I'm not his sister. Well, duh. If you were his sister, he would have killed himself already. Your sister, but didn't you say she was your lover? It is not that difficult. I loved her so deeply, and she loved me so deeply. The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us. They called it forbidden love, but none could stop the love we shared. Oh, how I longed for my sister's warmth. The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth. That is why, for my beloved sister, I had to... You had to escape from here, right? No, I had to kill for her. What? Sister was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely. Even if I could be her little brother and her... I ain't saying that. So I thought I'd find her some friends. Friends for my dear deceased sister. Deceased? My sister is now a ghost, so her friends should be ghosts too, right? For sister's sake, I've killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people, worthy of being sister's friends. What? This is too impossible. This is too impossible to understand. Too impossible. Sister is very happy.
Yes, Korekio. I'm very happy. Thanks to you, I am not lonely. Could it be that the lipstick version of Korekio is... I am Korekio's oldest sister. Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What the hell? After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught I nearly went mad. But sister came to save me. She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me. Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never lonely.
That's wonderful, Korekio. Your love made the impossible possible.
Are you serious? Is this really a spirit? He's just delusional.
What a sad girl who can't even believe in the power of love.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for a dead chick. You said you killed a lot already, so it wasn't just the two you killed there?
What?
Seems like he was already crazy before he got here. You didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, huh? Do not make me out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sisters' friends. Only girls? I see. So when we were deciding on who would be the medium... Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. You said it would work best with a girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls here. And besides Maki and Miu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sisters' friends.
All worthy?
Hey, how come I'm not included? I mean, not like I care.
Then the second victim could have been me? Tenko died in place of me? Then I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in.
No, I'll do it. Himiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made her a perfect friend for Sister. She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko. Huh? Infiltrate? Really?
But how did you...
It was obvious to me. I've studied many people. Yes, she stood up against the darkness of this school all by herself. All for her beloved friend. I was so touched by that. Wonderful. She was a perfect friend for Sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Hibiko. Though, I was planning on having you become Sister's friend too, eventually. What? You do all that for...
Wow, you did all that just to kill? For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were interested in the caged child just so you could use it to kill someone, right?
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that. I wanted to kill for Sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling.
Kaito, are you okay? You look kinda pale.
Don't worry about it. Let's focus on Kyo right now. Allow me to explain, though. I did not plan to kill both of them. I knew I would have plenty of chances after escaping this place. But Angie walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else, too. After all, it would be a shame to just waste this seance trick I prepared.
You're talking like you killed her just because you could.
No, not just because I could. I was sending another friend to Sister.
Korekio, you're such a thoughtful little brother. It was too bad to get greedy.
You're right. Because of that, now I can't send 100 friends to Sister.
Do you understand now? Those were the circumstances of Korekio's crime.
I do not understand. This is all too impossible for me to understand. That's right. Killing 2 friends for your dead sister? That's wrong. That's so wrong. Oh, don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after Sister's death. Death only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right. Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Korekio's side.
Thank you, Sister. I love you.
Cut it out already. I don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing's making sense. It's not fair. Why did Angie and Tenko have to die for something so unfair? Because death is unfair. Yeah. All deaths are unfair deaths. Do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting... Or why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about death? Because Everyone likes unfair deaths.
Well, if you look at it like that, this whole killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game? Man, if people were watching this, they'd get a kick out of it. If people were watching this? Knock off the bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this. Sick fucks who like quick fucks. Hell yeah, if I wasn't in this killing game, I'd have so much fun watching. The nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in mystery. But my role in it is over. I've finished my explanation to you, friends. I think I shall go and see her now, my beloved sister. I was unable to send her 100 friends, but I can at least see her again now.
It's alright, sweet Korekio. Come to me. Looks like you're already prepared. Now then, let's get started. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
Punishment time? My beloved sister, at long last, I'll finally get to see you again.
Yes, from now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from others. Wait, I can't accept this.
Like I said, there's no such thing as a death that can be accepted. Why do you think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Do you think rumors of ways to resurrect the dead Why do you think rumors of ways to resurrect the dead never cease? The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death also determines how you live, yes?
What?
That was the answer I reached. How about you? Will you live a life that faces death?
I've prepared a special punishment for the ultimate anthropologist, Korekio Shinguji.
I will watch over all of you as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you.
It won't just be me and Korekio. All those who died will be watching.
I'll be watching to see you face the death of your friends. I'll be watching forever and ever.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh, Jesus. Cultural melting pot. Whee! Oh, watch out, you two. Monodum's gonna get you. Oh. Boiled alive, it would seem. Whoa, what? I thought for sure it was going to be Monotaro. But seems like Monodum just couldn't take it anymore. You know... Man, Korekio more like Korekako. What?
No, Monodum, why? What the... To think my cute child would commit suicide? That's so cute. It's so freaking cute that he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. Monodum committed suicide. Had I known this would happen, I would have been nicer to him. The only reason Monodum obsessed over getting along was because everyone but me bullied him. Yes, the other Mono Cubs drove him to suicide, but not me.
Hey, who's Monodum?
Huh? You already forgot? That's kinda scary. Well, looks like another class trial's wrapped up without incident, so I'm gonna take back this here Necronomicon. Seems like a waste, though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added them to your roster.
Shut up. How long are you gonna keep talking about that? Ignore him. The whole resurrection ritual is obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally to get us to panic. I'm assuming you'll think another murder will happen if you do that, right?
Who can say? What a waste. If none of you were going to use it, you should have let me have it. Then I could have resurrected one of my dead siblings.
Which one?
Well, I don't know. They were all pretty terrible, actually.
Wait, did one of us die? I could have sworn it's just been the two of us the whole time.
It's too bad you missed your chance to raise the dead, but that's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
Even now, he still talks about raising the dead. Man, this is stupid. What people believe in is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead. The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. That's not something a coward like you should say. Shut up. Leave me alone.
But there's one thing this case has taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't after all. Not in this academy.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents were the best weapons we have.
Then Gonta do his best to keep everyone safe. Gonta want to protect everyone.
But your talent is entomology.
I don't want Shuichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, your talents as an assassin are way more trouble. When are you gonna use that, huh?
I'll work hard until everyone trusts my ultimate talent.
Huh?
It may not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone.
Maki. I see. I wonder how long that'll last. What if your true calling as a killer shows?
Don't underestimate her. Maki rolls one of my sidekicks. I don't remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll?
You guys are so close now. This must be the powerful bond of friendship. But I would prefer for it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people.
You're right. Only 9 people left now.
Well, what do you know? The dumbass can do basic math. That's right. 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away and only 9 remain. By that calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces?
Just 9 of us.
Humans are like weeds. Too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end. That's totally what the heartless robot's thinking, right? Right?
No, I am not thinking that. Your blatant robophobia is simply excusable to all 7 of us. But hey, none of us gave up, right? I know we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on a god, spirits, or the dead. Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
Kaito.
You're right. You're right. Those 4 of us who remain can start over.
Hold up. Keyboy needs to apologize to everyone in front of the student count. Keyboy needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. There's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept. Yank your head off and smash into the ground with all your strength. Got that?
I have never heard of such an intense form of apology, but here goes. I am now deceased. Thank you for playing.
It seems like everything is settled for now. Even though we're missing her.
Himiko, you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help? You can tell Gonta.
I think we should let her have some space for now. That might be best for her. I remember how I felt.
Oh, Gonta understand.
God, Himiko is such a liar. Huh? Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world was comprised with just the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know? What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said this because I thought about it. Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding back. Hey, what are you repressing? What are you trying so hard to hold back? What? Hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So, if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. Tanko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. But I gotta survive. I can't go to where you are. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you. Himiko.
Damn it.
Himiko cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotions she had bottled up inside. Before we knew it, as if lured by her doing so, we began crying. We saw her crying, and we crew too. We all crowed. The tears were shed. I can't even describe it. Or the tears we shed, I can't even describe it. We were crying about what we had been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, Discord, Skype, AOL Instant Messenger, and Captain Planet. Tears filled with emotion, but at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. After a while, Himiko finally calmed down. However, is she hard to carry, Gonta?
No, she fine. She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying. Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then go to carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me? You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking you. There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta's a gentleman, after all. We were heading back to the dorms. I suddenly noticed Kaito had stopped in his tracks. Kaito, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead.
You sure?
Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, then you should have said so earlier. I thought you were sick. You worried about me? Yeah, worried about your stupidity. Still haven't warmed up to me, huh?
Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. Seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore.
Yeah, 'cause of me.
Yeah, maybe, but you sound like you're bragging, Kaito.
But like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead.
Sure, got it. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
After our goodbyes, I returned to my dorm room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaito.
COVID. Damn it. I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet. Damn it. No way am I gonna die here. No way.
Well, shit. Well, I mean, hey. If the narrative is telling us I can't talk right now. If the narrative is telling us that Kaito is dying, then I'm almost certain he's gonna survive. But alright, let's save our game, and that concludes Chapter 3. If you enjoyed this video, then no further actions required on your part, and we'll see you in Chapter 4.